And that is what awaits on Thursday. As my Dallas Cowboys step in, line up to get slaughtered. All those Saints will come marching in, thirsty for blood, ready to kill, execute, damage. The day is upon us, folks. I am your host. We are back, and what a way to start with SportsVista. I, of course, am alongside Big Ness and Lil Crystal. What's going on, guys?
What's happening, folks? We are back. Hope everyone had a blessed Thanksgiving holiday. And for those of you who don't celebrate, hope you guys had a blessed weekend.
Wow.
And we're back. And we are back. And what a way to come back with SportsVista.
Boy, oh boy. Wow. Guys, remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, please give us a thumbs up. Share us. We have social media pages. They're listed down below on the description. We also have SoundCloud that you can follow because we do music as well. So those are also down below. You guys can like our music if you want and also follow us. With that, for all of our old subscribers, you guys who have been the faithful, who've joined us since day one, I urge you to continue on this journey with us. And remember, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you are bestowing upon the host of all hosts here on YouTube. That's right, the voice of the voiceless. Right? Yes?
The choice of the choiceless.
Ah.
He's about to be the ass of the assless if he doesn't stop.
Are you just mad because you didn't come up with that?
Ain't nothing to be mad about. He's about to get fired again.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Number 17.
We're keeping score. Tally them up, baby. Tally them up.
Score. 17.
17, huh?
17.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, this is SportsVista. We are here live, baby, live. I'm doing this thing live for y'all. And so, again, it's no secret. Let's get things started. It's no secret that my Dallas Cowboys are... Oh, boy, they have a mountain and a half to climb on Thursday.
Ooh, do they ever?
As they take on Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. A New Orleans Saints, a Drew Brees who has been hungry and then some. Lost week 1, and from there, that's just become an afterthought.
Absolutely. From there, they have been slaughtering everybody in their path.
I mean, we're looking at an average of 30, 35, 36 points per game?
37 points per game. Average of 37 points per game.
Wow.
That's just... And listen. I want to take
it... 7 of these games have been by double digits.
Yes. Let me take you to last Thursday, as they took on the Falcons. Now, if I were to ask you, bro, hey man, who do you think's gonna score a TD in this upcoming game against the Falcons? What would you respond?
Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram.
What if I told you, nah, bro, that ain't happening? What would you say?
You crazy, man. Nah.
Who scored the TDs on Thursday?
Who else they got?
Who scored the TDs on Thursday? Exactly. Who else they got? They got that new cat, you know. They got that other dog, you know.
Yeah.
Got that other fella over there, you know. So that's who they got. They got that one dog, that one cat, and that other fella. You want to know who was making touchdowns on Thursday? The one dog, the one cat, and the other fella.
Wow. Really?
This Saints team is a well-oiled machine. This is what they do.
How am I supposed to feel about that?
Aside from Michael Thomas
and Ingram
and Kamara, the rest of those guys, you don't really know who they are.
No.
But guess what? They're just as effective.
As we learned. As Drew
Brees continues to add to an already illustrious career. First ballot future Hall of Famer, beyond a shadow of a doubt. The Saints team is, again, I can't stress this enough, a well-oiled machine.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you guys love it when people that you guys don't know score touchdowns?
Yes.
Of course.
Is it one of those like, oh,
yes,
wow?
Because it speaks of how much versatility you have on a team, how much talent you have on a team, recognized or not, and it also speaks of the general who you have commanding on that team in somebody like Drew Brees.
Exactly. In the ultimate team sport, you have to be able to utilize all of your weapons.
Exactly.
And that's what this Saints team is able to do. They are a well-oiled machine.
Yep. Now, what I'm gonna say, I mean, and what's even more so about the Saints is when they slaughter you, it's a slow, agonizing steamroll. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
it's one of those.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this game on Thursday. It's easy for me to say, and you know what? What I'm gonna say, yeah, it's easy to say. It's easy to sit here. It's easy to look at the pieces and say this and say that, which I am gonna say.
Go ahead,
executing it is the other thing. But here, ultimately, what you have to do, don't allow the Saints to go up 14 points. Especially if you're Dallas, because they're not a team that's constructed to come from behind. Even if we are talking 14 points. Now, if we're talking the Kansas City Chiefs, if we're talking the Rams,
okay,
that's a different story. Those teams are built for that. Not the Dallas Cowboys.
No. Not the majority of the league. Majority of the league are not built to come back and withstand the steamrolling that the Saints and the Chiefs and the Rams bring.
Now, do the Cowboys have a much better defense this year? Hell yeah. Do the Cowboys have an identity in terms of their offense? Absolutely not. They don't. Do they have an offense that can stand toe-to-toe, scoring touchdown per touchdown against Drew Brees and the Saints? No. Absolutely not.
Hell no, absolutely not.
This is why, if it comes to one thing for Dallas, this Thursday is going to be the defense. I can't believe I'm saying that. Never. Oh my gosh.
And even that, in and of itself, is a tall mountain to climb.
Tall? You call that tall? I know what you mean, but
because as a well-oiled machine as the Saints are, and they are offensively, defensively they are quietly flying under the radar.
Bro, they have in most of their games they haven't allowed over 21 points. And against the Saints team who's gonna score 30-40 points on you.
Here's another stat for you. Dak Prescott has been sacked 38 times this season.
Yep.
Oh.
You want to guess how many times Drew Brees has been sacked?
None.
Once, I believe.
10.
Oh, yeah. 10. I'm sorry. Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
So an average of once a game.
One time per game.
Wow. How does that happen?
Well, Drew Brees' ability to use that pocket, number one. Number two, his release time. Number three, you want to talk about protecting your QB.
Exactly.
3 keys to his success.
And he knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball, and yeah.
What did Drew Brees say last week during an interview, bro? Go ahead.
He basically broke down how at this point in his career he all he has to do is study the pre-snap, the defense pre-snap. He knows exactly what to expose, what holes to expose. Boom, he's gonna go there. Boom, and he executes.
Again, that is all he has to do. Do you realize how comfortable, how much of a pro, how elite you've got to be to deem that as all I have to do now?
Yeah.
You know what that says about you? Not only as an athlete, though, but even as a person. You know what that says to me?
He works hard.
Besides it saying I'm that damn good, besides it saying I'm a student and a master of this game, it also says I'm going to study you so much so that's how much I want you to know that I respect you. Mm-hmm. To the point that I'm going to look at you up and down and across that board.
But here's the thing, too. You would think that at this point in his career, at 39 years old, his skills would be declining.
That's another thing, yeah.
He's only gotten better.
Yeah, I don't see his skill set.
He's only gotten better.
I don't see his skill set deflating.
No. So in order to beat this Saints team, you have to play a perfect game against them. You can't beat yourself, and you have to force them to make mistakes, because they're not going to make mistakes.
No.
They're not going to give themselves self-inflicted wounds.
Now,
you're going to have to force those.
Now here's another
question. No, I'm sorry, bro. When I said one, I'm sorry, Crystal. When I said one, I was thinking about his interception percentage. Sorry about that.
Yeah, one interception.
One interception and 10 sacks.
What are we looking at? 28 TDs?
Yes. Yeah, when I said one, I was looking at the interception, not at the sacks. I'm sorry. So.
Yeah. That's one interception, yeah.
One.
Just one. All year long, one.
Now, what were you gonna ask? What were you gonna ask, Crystal?
I was gonna ask, in your humble opinion, can the Cowboys do that? Can they beat them?
3%.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Wow.
3%.
That's not giving them a lot, is it?
No, but it is giving them something. Because at the end of the day, there's one thing we understand as people who watch sports. Anyone could win on any given day.
There's always a chance, yeah.
That's right.
It may be a slim chance, but a chance nonetheless.
Yeah.
Now, would I have every reason to to party a little bit if that happens, of course. I mean, hell, if this were the Eagles who did that, Ness would have every reason to do so, especially if, again, that also depends on what circumstance your team finds themselves in, right? You know.
Yes.
But when you find yourself in contention for playoff and leadership of your division, then yes, you know, nobody should deny the fact that you shouldn't feel yourself a little bit or feel good about yourself when you've done such tremendous things, such as beating the New Orleans Saints. Now, speaking of the Eagles.
Wait. I have just one more question since we're on the subject of the Cowboys. Somebody had said Thursday.
I had the perfect segue and everything. You just ruined it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But somebody said on Thursday that the Cowboys will make it to the playoffs.
No, they will.
What? Okay.
They just won't get past the first round.
Okay. Well, somebody said they'd get to the second.
Nah. And if they do,
okay.
There's a New Orleans Saints and there's a Rams team waiting for you.
I see. Well, I'm sorry I ruined your segue there, but it was something I had to ask.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask. Yes, sir. Sorry. Can you please sound off on your Eagles since I mentioned them? I'll give you the floor.
Okay. So here we are. We faced the Saints not this past week, last week. Which, as I expected, we were going to get slaughtered. So, I have no problem with that. Because they've been slaughtering everybody. And we got slaughtered. My problem with my team this year, they have been arrogant underachievers. We have lost to teams that we should have beaten. We have underachieved, underperformed, and on top of that, we're plagued by injuries. This past week, we played the Giants.
Yes.
That
1 p.m. game, by the way.
That was an ugly game. Our sloppy play continued first half. We came back in the second half and pulled it out. But do you think that I celebrated that victory? No, I did not. I breathed a sigh of relief.
By the way, what was the point differential in that game, too?
3-point game.
3-point game. Against what again?
Against the lowly Giants.
Notice how I didn't say against who. I said against what?
Against the lowly Giants. Our division as a whole has been a hot mess. A laughingstock. And as we sit here today, the Cowboys are in the best position to win it. Now the question is, will they, won't they? We'll see. These next 3 weeks are going to determine that.
Especially when
Thursday, the Cowboys have the Saints.
Especially when we talk about the divisional games that are left, which if not the Saints, they at least got to win those.
Yeah. We have Washington next Monday. We have the Cowboys again the following Sunday to wrap up our divisional games. That's going to determine who walks away with this division. Because the only way anybody in our division is going to make the playoffs, with the exception of the Giants, is if we win the division. There is not a wild card coming out of this division. There's not. My team, the defending champions, have been arrogant underachievers.
You know you're gonna upset a lot of your folks.
Well, I don't care. It's the fact. It's the fact.
But you know what?
We have been arrogant underachievers.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm of the same mindset as he is too. I mean, as much as I love my Cowboys and I wear the hat and I have all the merch, I'm not gonna be stupid either, and not look at what reality is. You know what I mean?
We've been around long enough. We've been fans long enough to know, to come to the realization of things. We're not just blindly worshiping our teams. No. We have been arrogant underachievers. That's what we have been this year. Very disappointing.
And as for my team, I could say a lot, given the years, but it ain't about that right now. But it could be.
So, right now, we're hanging by a thread. We're hanging by a thread right now. We beat the Giants. It shouldn't have been a struggle for us, but it was. Notice what I said. It shouldn't have been a struggle for us.
Yeah. That's why this is why I mentioned what was the margin in terms of point differential? And against what? Again, not against who. Yeah. Against what?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. We got the win. Great. We should have won that game. We should have won that game decisively, like we did the first time.
But that said, folks, I don't know if my man over here wants to keep sounding off, or if we should move to another segment. But what I gotta say is, best of luck to you Eagles out there. I know you know what heartbreak is about. I mean, I've been dealing with it for how long? You know, you guys at least have
forever and a day.
You guys at least have a recent championship on the belts, though. But damn,
yeah.
Let me ask you this, actually, before we go to another topic here. But does it mean anything to you, knowing that yes, you won the big one, but haven't been able to show for it, haven't been able to live up to the standard of, yes, we are the champs?
It's been disappointing, but not surprising. I wasn't expecting us to follow it up, because typically history has shown us that most of the time, with the exception of the Patriots, you come back from a Super Bowl win, you have this hangover, so to speak.
You feel yourself a little too much.
Yeah. So I wasn't surprised. I mean, I felt like we should be better than what we are, but I wasn't thinking that we were gonna follow it up and go back to back and all that. No, I'm disappointed, but not surprised.
But damn, for that, bro, most teams at least would make it to the playoffs.
Not even.
Steelers, Cowboys. Patriots are the exception. Patriots are the exception to the rule.
Patriots might be the exception. Yeah.
Patriots are the. Forget the Steelers, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Patriots. Even though I don't see the Patriots going to the Super Bowl this year. No.
That's not a hot take. I don't see that happening either. But I could be wrong.
Could be wrong, but I don't see it. Especially if all roads lead through Arrowhead. We know how Brady does when he has to play outside of his home. Especially in front of that hostile crowd.
We'll see how that works out, though. We'll see.
Well, we'll see
what happens.
Because, like we said, on any given day, anyone can win.
Anything could happen.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of it. You just never know what's going to happen. Even though you might have an idea, you still never know.
Now, if you guys would like to attend the funeral, I think arrangements will be taking place Friday morning.
At my funeral parlor.
Oh, that's just unfortunate. What awaits us? Cowboy Nation, I'm with ya.
Good luck, guys. Good luck. Now, before we move on to the next segment, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on Dak Prescott's comments about this particular game?
You know something? To be quite frank with you, I do not listen to Prescott's interviews anymore. He comes across as, I want to be right for the public relation of things. And he also comes across as too nonchalant. He always says the right thing. I don't like that.
Well, have you heard the latest?
What'd he say now?
Well, they asked him about the Saints.
Oh boy.
And whether or not, you know, he was afraid, worried, whatever, what have you.
Uh-huh. I could just imagine.
In which he said, quote, "No, we're not afraid of them. I mean, they put their pants on one leg at a time like we do. They've won 10 in a row. We've won 3. So we're going to go out there and play." Now see, okay, that's the part of the statement that had me, that kind of had me shaking my head.
Hold on, let me stop. Let me stop. They've won 10 in a row. We've won 3.
Yeah, exactly. That part right there, I'm like, bruh.
There's nothing wrong with saying. No. There's nothing wrong with saying. Listen. Nothing wrong with saying, "Oh, they just another team. Oh, he just another fighter. Oh, she just another." Because that's what you're supposed to say. That's how you're supposed to go in looking at it. Because if you say, "Oh my God, we're gonna fight. We're gonna play against Drew Brees. Oh my God, I'm gonna fight GSP. Oh my God," you already lost.
If he would have just left it at that, I would have had no problem.
Yeah, without mentioning without mentioning the stat, I would have been fine with that.
Then he goes into that. I'm like, bruh, you lost me. Mentioning
the fact that they've won 10. Listen. Mentioning the fact that they've won 10 in a row and the Dallas Cowboys have won 3 in a row. What are you saying? Basically, you're indirectly or directly saying.
Sorry, in what world, in what planet is 10 equal to 3?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
In what planet?
That's what I'm saying. No. I could see even if your team has won, say, 8 in a row. They've won 10, we've won 8. Yes. They've won 10, we won 9. Okay. Yeah. Because that does merit you saying, "You damn right we a contender. You damn right we have the stats to equal."
But when you've only won 3 in a row and you're facing a team that's won 10 in a row, you cannot then say, "Oh, well, they've won 10, we've won 3. Yeah, we got this." What?
No. He on that naan bread.
Oh, no. He on that Campbell soup with that good on the side.
Hey, you think he eats naan bread? Anyway. Let's talk a little MMA. Yes, I'm gonna keep y'all wrestling fans waiting. And what? What y'all gonna do about it? Huh?
Don't worry. You know, we're gonna keep you guys and build up the anticipation. All right, don't worry.
That's right.
It's coming.
What y'all gonna do about it? Nothing. Huh? Nothing. So let's get the clown out of the way.
Oh boy.
Conor McGregor says he will fight next year, but now he's undecisive in terms of whether or not he wants to fight in the UFC, some other MMA promotion, or take on boxing full time.
Say what?
This is from Connor. I say.
Oh, let me get this straight.
I say he take a full-on job selling whiskey.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He doesn't. He says he wants to fight next year. However, he's not sure where and to what capacity.
Yeah. Sell whiskey, boy. Sit down. Sell your whiskey.
Go to the WWE. Sell your whiskey. Work for Vince.
Go and sell whiskey. Go and sell your whiskey.
By the way, I don't even know what I'm saying in that, because apparently his whiskey ain't do so well either.
Wait, that was his own brand of whiskey that he was promoting?
Yeah.
What?
Hey. You know why it didn't go so well? Because he broke the major rule. You're not supposed to get high on your own supply.
On your own supply.
Yeah, that is the golden rule. Yes, which he broke.
Yeah, he broke.
You ain't supposed to get high on your own supply or drunk on your own junk, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. So he might take boxing full time. He's not gonna do that.
He's not gonna do that.
He lost to a 41-year-old Floyd Mayweather. What do you think is going to happen if he faces somebody who's in their prime right now?
Oh,
exactly.
And you best believe there's a lot of 20-year-olds up in WBC, up in WBO, up in, you know.
What do you think he's going to be able to do with them boys? Nothing. They will knock him back into the octagon.
Yeah.
I got a good idea. Let's put him in one of those Muay Thai bouts up in one championship.
Oh yeah, those Super Series Muay Thai fights are fire.
They are awesome. Oh my gosh.
Which brings us to this segment.
Fire.
Enough on the clown. Now you guys know how down I've been in regards to the UFC and how much heat I've given them and my colleagues for being, for doing, for trying.
Yep.
And the same goes for Bellator. A couple of weeks ago, stumbled upon one championship. Started watching it. The storytelling, what the fights are built on, how traditional it is, and how alike and how synonymous it is to Pride Fighting Championship.
Yes.
Really?
The presentation the presentation of the fighters, and I'm talking in terms of their walkouts, the audience, the respect, the Bushido spirit. How it has rejuvenated and brought back my interest for MMA. This is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yep.
It couldn't have come at a better time, man. It couldn't have come at a better time. This organization has everything that a fight fan could want.
And you know what's amazing to me?
Here we go. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's free.
Served up to you on a silver platter, y'all. Check them out. They have an app. Check it out. The App Store, Google Play.
Yeah.
You don't
everything.
have to pay
all the events
anything.
free, folks.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. You can watch all the fights from the prelim to the main card. You could watch past events. You can watch interviews, documentary series. They even have what's his face? Rich Franklin. Yeah, with his he has a series that's kind of like Ultimate Fighter, but it's more within an intimate and personal level with his trainees and sky's the limit, man.
everything a fight fan could ever want. I've always said, man, all fight fans want to see is competition. Competition. Not a spectacle. We want to see competition. You get competition, you get intrigue, you get and at the end of the day, there's a mutual respect there between all the competitors. It's a competition. It's a sporting event. Nobody's at war with one another. It's not a spectacle.
Do you think that partially, though, that's also because of the fact that they're stationed in Asia, and we all know when it comes to Asia, there's a lot of respect for martial arts within itself. They're taught respect, they're taught discipline. But with that, do you also think that for a stranger coming in to that Asian territory, do you think that partially it's also because they're molded or they learned for themselves to adapt not only to the country but to the culture, so it brings forth that respect for their people?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, whereas
I agree.
Whereas here, look at what the UFC is now built on.
Exactly. Drama.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's built on.
Yeah, drama. Reality show like drama.
Yeah. And you look at one championship and it's I always feel like whenever I'm watching an event that I'm watching, it literally feels like the Olympics to me. That grandeur. You know what I'm saying?
What builds the fights?
Prestige, yes.
What builds the fights in terms of one championship? First of all, the stories that all of these competitors have. Mm-hmm. That's enough. That's more than enough to draw me in. Also, though, on top of that, when you look at the card and it says fighter versus fighter, okay, that's one thing. But when you put a spin on it and say, for example, oh, it's the Philippines versus Singapore. Now you're looking at it as, oh shoot, it's not just fighter versus fighter. It's two fighters repping. It's
country versus
repping they place.
It's country versus country. I mean, you look at, for example, Japan and China. Oh my, what?
And it
goes back to that word prestige.
When we say rep in their country, we don't mean coming out and bashing another country.
Right.
We mean repping their country. The humility that they display, their humility, the passion, the love for the sport, for their country. That is what you see on display.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just from the fighters, but from the crowd.
Oh man, and
from the crowd as well.
The admiration, the way that such warm receptions, man, for their people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets so crazy that I can't even hear the announcers.
Nope. Or you feel like you're at a concert, like a rock concert or something. Because they'll start singing and they'll start chanting, and it's beautiful. And even if they don't like someone or, say a specific fighter, they don't make them feel like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, you hear a little bit of, booing here and there, but that's it. They still make them feel welcomed.
Now, prestige runs so deep within that company. Let me tell y'all something. Well, let me ask y'all something. Have you ever heard of an announcer saying, I have so much respect for these fighters that when I introduce them, I make sure that my tone, the way that I enunciate names, my attitude, the person whom you see up there emceeing them to the ring, I'll make sure that fits their walkout and their music.
Wow.
That's a rarity. No, that is a rarity. You don't see that every day.
Come on. And she nothing but a ring announcer / MC.
Yep.
But how?
And
no pun intended, and no play on her name, but damn, that shows the heart that she has for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you are right. This is reminiscent of Pride / Strikeforce.
Very much.
/ what UFC used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But more so Pride and Strikeforce.
You remember when it was Pride when it was Strikeforce versus UFC?
Yeah.
How many times? Listen. There'd be a gap of 2 weeks in between each show, give or take, right?
Right.
And what was the afterthought once we got done watching the one event from Strikeforce and the one event from UFC? After that month, we'd look at it, me and Ness, we'd analyze it, and we'd always conclude, Strikeforce put on the better show.
Yeah.
And that's even when UFC wasn't doing all this that they do today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Mm-hmm. That's the crazy part. So, guys, if y'all haven't gotten the app, I encourage you to
please get it.
Get the one app from the App Store, Google Play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's ONE. It's not like the number.
Yeah, no, it's ONE. Yeah.
Yep.
Get it. All the fights are free.
ONE Championship.
Yep.
Everything there served up to you on a silver platter, guys.
For free.
Unbelievable.
That's what's amazing
so
to me.
If you're an MMA fan looking for that to recapture that feeling of again, check out ONE, y'all. Check it out.
Or if you want to just experience it for the first time, check it out.
Exactly. Now, here's a question for you guys. When y'all were watching y'all first ever ONE event, what particular things came to your minds?
Holy crap, this is reminiscent of Pride. Holy crap, what is this? Holy crap, this feels like anything I've ever experienced before. And one of the things that really stood out to me was the humility that you felt in the air from all the fighters and the fans. It was just great to see.
For me, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, finally people who respect what other people are doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what came to mind.
I mean, the sportsmanship that was displayed, and the passion and the love for the sport and the art that is mixed martial arts, it was incredible. Like, obviously, here in this country, everybody's drama hungry. That's why what's selling right now is drama.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's not working for the UFC.
Right. No. If anything, it has drawn a lot of their fan base away.
Yes. Fight fans don't want to see drama.
Now, let me ask our host, what stuck in your mind when you first watched your first ONE event?
Well, I couldn't help but to think to myself, damn, Pride Fighting Championships is back. That's really it. Pride Fighting Championships is back.
Oh, and another thing I thought was, man, I finally have an alternative.
Yeah. Hell
right?
yeah. Hell yeah. And speaking of alternatives, wait till you see what wrestling news I have for you guys coming up.
Buckle up, y'all. Buckle up.
Yes.
Woo!
Chris Jericho and Jim Ross were reported to have said to have been talking about starting a new wrestling promotion as of 2019.
Woo!
Now, backing this up and very much involved in all of this is owner and the family of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside that, they're pushing for WWE talent to jump ship to what will be known as we know it right now, elite wrestling. Now, think about the wording here.
Hold on. Before you go any further, I want to touch on something you just mentioned right there. Jim Ross and Chris Jericho are looking to start this promotion, and they're being backed by the Jacksonville Jaguars owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And family.
Obviously, he is smart enough to recognize, hey, I'm going to get into this new venture. I'm going to need some people.
I need a billionaire. I need billionaires/billionaires behind us.
Unlike Vince McMahon, when he started the XFL, he basically did not join with anybody in the football industry. He wanted to do it all on his own and turn it into this ridiculous, gimmicky, ridiculous spectacle that was the disaster that was the NFL. I mean, the marketing was better than the actual product.
Yeah, but you gotta
by a
remember
long
too.
shot.
But you gotta remember too who you're talking about here.
Oh, I know. I'm just simply saying, if you're going to invest in another business, the smart thing to do would be to align yourself with people that are already in that business.
Right.
Of course.
And let's not forget, he's not just owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he also owns a soccer team.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's called...
So, elite wrestling.
It's called elite wrestling. We think elite, Nick and Matt Jackson.
Young Bucks.
Young Bucks being the elite.
Yeah.
Ah.
We think about who are friends with the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes? Yeah. Yeah.
Marty Skrull. I'm forgetting somebody. I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Hold on.
Hangman Page? Yes, Hangman Page. Now, here's the thing about that. Here's the possibility, and if they pull it off this way, oh my Jesus. There are talks, obviously, of landing a television deal, but there are also talks about them perhaps partnership, or if not that, get an app similar to what we know as Hulu, Netflix, WWE Network. May I say more?
Really?
New Japan World. May I say more?
Wow.
If they are able to construct a streaming service to where all you have to do is pay $10 a month for amazing wrestling, commercial free, uncut, wrestlers being utilized to their full potential, a company that no doubt would be looking to at some point go head to head against Raw, but not yet. WWE's in trouble.
Yep. Big time.
I have it on very good word that most fans, or used to be fans of WWE, only now know what goes on because they tune into podcasts and say, screw the show.
I don't blame them.
Can't say I'm surprised.
I don't blame them one bit.
Now, you talked about what they possibly might do to air this Elite Wrestling.
Yes.
Whether it be a television deal and or streaming.
Yes.
I see them doing both. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. They're gonna do both.
I don't know. I think I see them do streaming simply because if they do streaming, they're not limited.
Oh, I know.
They don't have any restrictions.
Unless their deal is with, say, what is it? Access TV.
Access TV.
Yeah.
There we go. So it all depends.
Where there won't be much limitations there.
Or Pop.
No, I wouldn't recommend them going there.
Even. No.
Access TV. Now, what they can do, again, is have their weekly shows on Access TV. And then their pay-per-views on the streaming site.
On the streaming.
On the app.
Right.
You know.
Well, yeah, because you'd only pay just once a month and that's it. You don't have to, worry about anything.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming...
And again, they're not limited.
Right. Now, I'm assuming that Nick and Matt Jackson and Chris Jericho and all these people, I know they understand this is a new company. We'll be on the rise, but at the same time, that also involves losing a crap load of money. But let me ask this. I'll ask you, Crystal, and you, Ness. Having an understanding of this, and yet to still have the balls to go and move on forward, what does that say to you?
To me, it says that they understand that they're going to lose money at first, but they also know the current state of the wrestling fan. So they want to strike while that iron is hot.
Exactly.
To me, I agree with what Ness said about, them losing money, but I also think, they're wrestlers. Chris Jericho's a wrestler, but we also got to remember that they're fans as well. And so I think that they're frustrated and they want to see something positive come out of this.
Can we see affiliations with Ring of Honor or New Japan?
Yes.
Yes. Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I could see that happening too.
Yeah.
Now what will be interesting to see how far they're going to push Vince's buttons.
I was just going to say Vince should be scared.
Nobody pushes my buttons. Nobody.
I love those Vince impressions. We should have one on every SportsVista.
We actually have.
Should.
Oh yeah.
I know this sounds like a dumb question, but why should Vince be scared?
Because he has no competition.
So he thinks.
So he thinks.
Now
he has
actual threats.
Yeah. But the question is, does he see it?
Oh, okay, let me get to that. I'm going to tell you yes. Even right now as we speak, with the rise of New Japan with MSG. Hold up. I'll tell you why. Why do you think nowadays McMahon signs his employees to longer contracts? He himself has said he doesn't want anyone going to New Japan.
And that's simple. It's because he's scared. Because he knows what New Japan is capable of. He does feel threatened.
Here's what's stupid about that, though. He could easily do something about it, as far as his product goes.
But
he doesn't have to. he doesn't have to resort to these authoritarian tactics of holding his employees hostage so they don't go to his competition. All he has to do is adjust his product.
No, but I hate to bring this up.
That's all he has to do.
Right, but I hate to bring this up, but maybe that's what he knows.
Elaborate.
You had said on a podcast that Vince was abused. And maybe he thinks that it's okay to hold them hostage because maybe he feels like he was imprisoned.
He didn't have that mind. He didn't have that mindset when WCW whooped his ass.
No, he didn't.
I was just gonna say, yeah, exactly. Listen, Vince McMahon, once upon a time, was a visionary.
What happened to that?
For God's sakes, he sold people on the XFL.
And it takes an extraordinary man to do that.
Okay, but what happened? Did he succumb to his madness? Whatever that is.
Nobody challenged him till now.
Exactly.
So now he's saying, damn it.
Yeah, because, let's see, WCW and ECW, he basically bought them out. What year was that? Well,
that was 2001.
2001.
Yep.
And here we are, 17 years
I believe
later.
March 17th of 2001. Damn, I'm an encyclopedia.
So, wow. Vince McMahon has gone over a decade unopposed.
Till he lost the bet with Madison Square Garden. Till he lost... Well, yeah. You know the score.
Yeah, as soon as he lost the bet with MSG, that's when everything started falling apart.
Yeah, he figures he's unopposed here for decades, for over a decade plus, so he's like, I could be here, I could just put it here on autopilot. I'm gonna be alright in here. Now, he's got some turbulence. So now the billion-dollar question is, does he have it in him
to pull out one more Attitude Era?
Yes. Does he have it in him to do it?
Let me tell
Doesn't seem like he does.
Let me tell you something crazy.
Based on what he's been doing, with these contracts and with these desperate and poor attempts to recapture the glory days of Brothers of Destruction versus DX.
Nah, bro.
Doesn't seem like he does have it in him anymore.
Let me tell you that. Let me ask y'all this. This 2 weeks ago. There's a reason I'm asking this. 2 weeks ago we had Survivor Series, and the night before we had NXT Takeover.
That was 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm lying. That was 1 week ago. Either way, that was 1 week ago, man. I'm sorry. What show would you guys say got more viewership?
Takeover,
without a doubt.
NXT TakeOver scored the highest watched show on the WWE network.
Oh my gosh.
There's a reason I'm bringing this up because I know many of you watching right now are thinking, so what? It's still the same WWE banner. Hold up, listen. It is, but at the same time, Vince McMahon does not watch NXT.
Really?
A product under his roof, he does not watch. What does that say to y'all?
Controlling freak. It's not really mine, so I'm not gonna watch it.
Pretty much. It ain't mine, so I don't care.
Control freak.
On the other hand, it is making me money, so...
If you're Paul Levesque, what are you thinking, though? Especially knowing that that's your father-in-law.
Does he really care?
And you wonder why him and Vince bump heads, right?
I don't even want to know what it was like at their Thanksgiving dinner table.
But the crazy thing is, Vince is giving the company to him.
Not to Shane.
So what is it? Because obviously WWE will be a hell of a success once Triple H gets the whole damn thing.
Okay, maybe he's psychologically screwing with us.
I don't comprehend.
Maybe he wants us to think that he doesn't care about NXT. Maybe he wants Triple H to think that.
He doesn't watch it.
Yeah, I know. But he's giving him the company.
He doesn't watch it. And damn it, I would love to be a fly in that room when he looks at the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But he's giving him the company?
You imagine his reaction when he sees the rating chart for this month and... My Survivor Series failed.
Yes, Mr. McMahon, your Survivor Series.
Your Survivor Series failed, yes.
Get me Paul in this office now!
But I had... Oh no, I was going to say he had Shane.
What is it, Vince?
You know what's cool about Triple H though?
What's that?
Before and after every NXT TakeOver event, he actually talks to the press. And I'm not just talking television personnel and things like that. I'm talking about the people that Vince hates. I'm talking Wrestling Inc. I'm talking Fightful. People who you would
Vince
never
hates all
think.
Those people. Vince hates the press.
Well, yeah, but you know, there's a reason I said television press versus these guys, because these guys are the ones that leak everything out. You wouldn't think that somebody in Triple H's position would want to talk to them, but he does. And he asks questions, and he doesn't mind when you give him suggestions. He listens.
Exactly.
And he always thinks of his show. You know what he always says? Well, you know, from a fan's perspective.
Yeah, he does say that. And I think he's going in as a fan as well as a business person. Because he loves it. You know what I'm saying?
You hear it from a fan's perspective.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over and over. So come on. WWE wouldn't be what it is right now if Triple H were in control.
Right.
See, Triple H understands that if the fans are interested, then the ratings go up. Ergo, everybody makes money. It's a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Vince is stuck in the past.
You really think that Triple H at this moment ain't pounding his chest?
It's not even a matter of Vince. It's not even a matter of Vince being stuck in the past. He just doesn't care.
No.
About the fans.
No.
You don't care.
Mm-mm.
Again, this is a man who doesn't watch NXT.
Wow. How you not watch a product that's on your own banner? I don't understand.
I'll tell you why, bro. Because it's kicking WWE's ass.
Exactly. And he don't like it.
But at the same time, it's making him money. So he's in that he's a bit of a nut.
He doesn't like it because it's kicking WWE's butt, but at the same time he likes it because it's making him money residually.
It's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah. He's a bit of a nut, man.
I'll tell you this.
He is.
I'll tell you this. As crazy as this statement might sound, Triple H has all the power in the world. to detach that WWE banner from his product and say, it's on. But he can't do that because he's in the family. Stephanie.
Yeah.
You think he'd want to bring that to his family? Hell no.
Oh no. That's an easy remedy.
No.
All he has to do is divorce Steph, and voila.
You're fired, man. You are absolutely fired.
18.
Hey, don't you think that would make a great storyline? Huh?
Actually, it would.
Actually, it would.
Oh, yeah. You're reminiscent of the old days. Holy crap, that'd be dope.
That'd be good.
Man, this man.
Invasion.
But yeah, this man doesn't watch NXT. I don't even want to imagine what goes through Hunter's mind knowing this.
Or maybe Hunter's like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't care either. Maybe he's fed up.
NXT is his baby. He said it.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is maybe he just doesn't care that Vince doesn't watch it.
Well, I mean, Hunter's making most of the money in that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all his. All of it.
Right. Yep.
But I tell you, if it was a completely separate thing from WWE... oh, Vince, you'd be dead.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be dead. But anyway, folks, it's been Casual Tuesday. SportsVista on a Tuesday. Stay tuned for announcements for this week. I don't know what these guys are gonna do for tomorrow. And we'll be back on Thursday as well with endless possibilities. But keep your eyes locked onto our social media pages on the Twitter and on the Facebook. We'll be keeping you guys informed. And also, remember to hit all notifications. That way you guys always know when we're live or when we upload something. Any of you guys want to usher them out before I give my final blessings and see ya?
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you missed us live, you can catch us on the VOD. That's Video On Demand. And tell your friends and tell your family the ENT Hooligans is back in the building.
That's right, folks. We are back. Thank you guys for tuning in and for subscribing. All right. Keep us locked, y'all. God bless. Peace.
Remember, guys, have a beautiful rest of the afternoon leading into the evening hours. And however you're going to spend your evening, remember to be careful, love your loved ones, and remember, man, no drama here, people. With that said, in everything you do, keep God number one in your life always. For ENT Hooligans, I am Baby Moy. She's Lil Crystal. He's Big Ness. Till next time, folks. Blessings and... see ya! Raise me up, baby.